So, Rob, thank you so much. And Johnny, thank you. You guys are amazing. I'd like to thank all the...
You who called me a player. You did nice, Johnny.
I'm glad you answered the call.
Are you done now?
Oh, sorry.
I'd like to thank all the late people. Back in 1981, had an amazing thing happen in my life. And, up until then, my career and my gift that was given to me was my God. I worshiped it. I would do anything for it. I had a friend that was smuggling drugs in Florida, and he called me and said, "Lenny, I'm going to heaven, and I want you to be there with me. Are you saved?" I thought, just when things are going good. God was like the last thing on my radar, y'all. He sent me a Bible, and I started reading the Bible for the first time in my life. And it was almost like the words were jumping off the page, and I saw myself in different characters in the Bible. And I saw that I had all this stuff, and I had success, and a certain amount of fame, and was doing well financially, but inside I was bankrupt spiritually. I started crying out to God. I left my family, young family before, 6 years before, because I was eating up with myself. I was a selfish person. I was, well respected in the community, but inside I knew who I was and what I was lacking. And I was bankrupt. And I asked God to forgive me and to change me, and He did. And it's an amazing thing happened in my house. I didn't know a Baptist from a Methodist. It was a supernatural experience that I had in my house, and God revealed Himself to me, and I was a changed man. And so I was signed to MSS, Shoals Sound Capital Records down there on the river, and I was a songwriter for them. I had a songwriting deal and a record deal. And I was trying to write these pop songs because they had exercised the second option on my contract. And Mike, you were there in all of that. And so I tried to write that pop song, and by the time we got to the chorus, it'd be about Jesus. And I thought, oh gosh, Capitol's not going to want these Jesus songs. And y'all, they didn't. And so I asked if they would let me out of my record deal. And I had this manager in LA. He said, "You want what?" I said, "Yeah." And it wasn't like, okay, now you're following God and you can't do these secular songs. It wasn't that at all. It was like all I wanted to do was write songs about this God that changed my life.
Amen.
So, I thought it was a great decision until my income went to zero. What a great career move. Yeah, but we struggled for 5 or 6 years. All I knew about Christian music was Amy Grant, because I'd sung on her first album a year before that as a favor to a friend. And that's all I knew about Christian music. It was barely even a genre then, and so we struggled for 5 or 6 years, and I thought, I don't care if I ever make another record again. I just got peace in my heart for the first time. It didn't matter to me. And then I started writing these little worship songs, and they started getting recorded, and some of them went around the world, and this one in particular went around the world after, thankfully, Michael W. Smith recorded it, because nobody heard it on my records until he recorded it. And I've had the great blessing of being in countries like Africa and India, and sang it with 300,000 people. And they knew that every country I've been to, almost 30 countries, and flown about 3 million air miles, and they all know it. Doesn't matter where I go. And it's just an amazing feeling that, hit records are great, especially when that money starts coming in. But there's something about when you hear 300,000 people singing a song to their creator, that you had a small part in them making a connection to their God. It's a feeling that I'll never get used to. You were crucified and laid behind the stone. You lived to die, rejected and alone, like a rose took the fall and thought of me above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created things, above all wisdom and all ways of man. You were here before the world began. Above all kingdoms, above all thrones, above all wonders the world has ever known, above all wealth and treasures of this earth, there's no way to measure what your worth. You were crucified and laid behind a stone. You lived to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trembled on the ground. You took the fall, thought of me above all, like a rose trembled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me above all. God bless you guys.